In my previous videos on Phrolova's pull value and weapon analysis, I always recommended Stringmaster as Phrolova's best weapon alternative if you cannot afford her signature weapon, but it's time to put it to the test through gameplay to figure out if the most versatile rectifier in the game can live up to its hype once again. Before we proceed any further, I want you guys to keep in mind that the footage used in this video was captured on the media server, so things may be subject to change upon official release. I'll update the pinned comment to clarify any errors in the future. So with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's try to understand Stringmaster's synergy with Phrolova. Since the damage from Phrolova's forte circuits are all considered as resident skill damage and does more than 2 instances of damage, whenever you use the glowing basic attack or skill to generate stacks, it'll refresh the 24% attack buff from the second part of Stringmaster's passive because 1 instance of damage equals 12% attack. This means that Phrolova will never lose the 24% attack buff while she's on the field because you have 5 seconds to generate a new stack with her forte circuit to refresh the 24% attack buff, which is plenty of time. Aside from that, it's pretty easy to gain 100% crit rate with Stringmaster due to the high crit rate substat and Phrolova's best in slot Echo Senator effect that also grants 20% crit rate, which synergizes really well with Phrolova's ability to gain more than 60% crit damage from her passive depending on how many rotations you use to send the enemies to the afterlife. But the downside of Stringmaster is that Phrolova's off-field damage from Hecate when your teammates use an echo skill will not receive any attack buff since she needs to be on the field to trigger the 24% attack buff, unlike her signature weapon that significantly buffs Hecate's enhanced attack when your teammates cast an echo skill by amplifying Hecate's damage by 32%, which is pretty huge. So let's see if this can significantly impact her damage output if you're not running your signature weapon, and I'll provide my thoughts and recommendations when the runs for both weapons are completed. For Stringmaster, here's the build that I'm running on all teammates. Alright, here we go.
Take a breath and sleep in the whispers of silence. Forth in fury. Annihilation. We wither together. That's symphony of life. The soul, never enduring.
For her signature weapon, the build on Cantarella and Rocha does not change, so here's the build that I'm running on Phrolova. Alright, here we go.
Symphony of life. Chant songs of old. The world is our stage. Mamma mia, I'll keep you company, engulfed by seas running. Oh, this will be fun. Oblivion.
The difference in clear times is about 3 seconds, which is pretty decent in my opinion, but let's try to see what is happening here in terms of damage output from Hecate's enhanced attacks and Phrolova's enhanced heavy attack for both runs. Unlike the free-to-play versus premium team composition video, which I covered very recently, both of these runs will have the same number of aftersound stacks at each point in the rotations. So we just need to pick a character like Rocha for example, and see the damage number that comes from Hecate when she uses an echo skill. In the Stringmaster Team composition, the damage from Hecate after casting an echo skill from Rocha was 13k and 30k damage, which is a bit hidden because I locked on to the enemy as you can see right here. But in the signature weapon team composition, the damage from Hecate after casting Rocha's echo skill was 19k and 45k damage, which is also a bit blocked by the 3k damage number from the Impermanence Heron skill activation. You can see that there has been a major damage boost due to the echo skill damage amplification effects from her signature weapon, but the clear time difference was close because both teams can trigger the same number of echo skills per rotation. So in simple terms, the Stringmaster team tried to keep up as much as possible. For the enhanced heavy attack in the Stringmaster team, she popped 197k damage with 18 aftersound stacks, but in the signature weapon team, she popped 229k damage with a difference of about 31k damage, which is pretty significant. But this didn't have as much impact on the team's damage output because it wasn't used frequently as much as the enhanced attacks from Hecate. So in summary, majority of Phrolova's damage output comes from echo skill damage, not resonance skill damage, and I'm sure other credible sources of information can verify this as well with time since Phrolova just came out. But what makes Stringmaster a worthy replacement is the fact that any type of damage that we did with Phrolova, whether from Hecate, the enhanced heavy attack, or her Forte circuit, was able to crit due to my 100% crit rate, unlike her signature weapon build which had 88% crit rate. This can reduce her dependency on Showkeeper for example, or decide to replace Rocha with Verena if you have just Cantarella, reserving Showkeeper for other DPS units on your roster when clearing endgame content. The 100% crit rate may not seem like a big damage boost, but the clear times are enough evidence to convince you that Stringmaster is not far behind from her signature weapon because every damage counts in terms of damage per second. So you can decide to skip her signature weapon, but only if you have Cantarella to proc more echo skills from Hecate to do more damage. Speaking of Cantarella, you can slap Cosmic Ripples on her if she was already using Stringmaster on your account. The good thing about Cosmic Ripples is that Cantarella can trigger the basic attack damage buff even from off field with her coordinated attacks, so it's not a terrible weapon option to use. And Cantarella's damage output as a sub DPS buffer at S0 is not that decent for you to worry about getting a cracked weapon for her to use. But if you don't have Cantarella and you're planning to use the Dungeon team, her signature weapon is strongly recommended since you'll not be able to proc more echo skills, but the damage output from the minimum number of echo skills that you can proc with Donjin and Verena or Showkeeper can do significantly more damage. If you want to find out more information about her free-to-play team comp or a little bit curious how she compares with Camellia, check out these videos right here and join our Discord community if you're having any issues with the game or you just want a place to chill or hang out. The link will be in the pinned comment below. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.